We now have confirmation. Frank Oz falls in line with the SJWs. So I was looking around. Oh, hi, this is Tom's Tech Show, by the way. I was looking around trying to find any news articles. I saw that Jeremy over at Geeks and Gamers had found an article, about the end of shooting and how it's the end of the Star Wars saga. Well, we knew that Daisy Ridley said after this movie she was done. She's not going past 9, which I think was probably a lot because of just how horrible The Last Jedi was, and that she probably thought that she was going to get treated better in the film. She got treated pretty well in The Force Awakens. I mean, it seems like really showcasing her character. And even though it was kind of a repeat, of A New Hope, but you have a formula, you want to introduce somebody to something new and continue a thing. I mean, I don't mind doing a little bit of rehashing and retelling kind of a story from The Force Awakens. The Last Jedi was just complete and total garbage, plot holes, stupidity, horrible directing, horrible effects, horrible telling of the Force, taking all these characters, twisting them into nothing, and destroying all the character build-up that was there. Well, now we've been told now by Frank Oz. So here we go. Here's an article from Fansided that Frank Oz says, we're not here to fulfill people's expectations. So we're all just whiny crybabies, and that, our expectations weren't, you didn't meet my expectations with this movie. It's just not what I wanted. No, The Last Jedi was garbage. Complete and total garbage. It just continuing your social justice narrative, and stupid things happen in the movie for absolutely no reason. You take a character and then completely change it to be 180 degrees of what it was before for absolutely no reason. I would expect some follow-through to what was in the previous film. If you're developing a character and that character is going to continue that path of development, you don't twist it 180 freaking degrees. No! It was horrible. Anyway, here we go. Apparently Frank Oz, the brilliant man behind all things Yoda, which I'm thinking he's not so brilliant anymore, doesn't agree with Star Wars fans on the heels, feels that they're too heavy, too critical of The Last Jedi. Well, gee, everything is there to be critical of. Okay, Oz says, I love the movie. All the people who don't like this Jedi thing is just horse crap. It's about expectations. The movie didn't fill their expectations, but as filmmakers, we're not here to fulfill people's expectations. You don't know what you want. All we want to do is give you a narrative. So here's this person, her name is Meg Dowell, saying, he's not wrong. Movies are a form of entertainment that are made for the sole purpose of giving something bright and shiny to look at. No, you are wrong. They're not bright and shiny things just to look at. They're us to get involved in. They're us to, especially with Star Wars, it's for something for us to get involved in, for us to find out that this is something that we like, that we identify with, that we can, be able to take that character and be able to identify with their story, to empathize, to sympathize, to be able to understand, maybe find out a little bit about ourselves through that character and what that character is doing. It's not just something bright and shiny with explosions. There are movies that are like that. Those are usually zero at the box office, right? It says every movie is developed for a specific audience with the intention of telling that audience a story. Well, yes, okay. Well, why not tell a story that actually makes sense? It says regardless of whether you enjoyed the movie or not, The Last Jedi told a story of suspense and surprises. It just wasn't the story many fans wanted. Does that make it a bad movie? No, what makes it a bad movie is the completely horrible writing, the completely twisting of all the characters that we started to get to know, and completely destroying what the characters had started to become from The Force Awakens. I mean, you take Finn, that character, who was being built up to something, to being, a buddy story with Finn and Rey, and put him in a suit with stuff squirting all out of it. No. Stupid. That is completely beyond stupid. That's what we don't like. I don't care if, you can have a totally compelling story, but if you're going to start doing and disgracing all these characters, then I don't want to see it. I saw the movie once and I almost walked out of it. Right? That's how horrible it was. The film is supposed to surprise you, to present you with events you don't expect. Not if those events are completely stupid or make no sense. Boy, this person really just, so basically, this person is a shill for the SJW side, for them just going along with what Frank Oz is saying. Yes, we don't know what we want. We just went in there thinking we're going to get, something exactly that we as the fans had pre-scripted for them. No, I wouldn't care if I don't really pre-script anything. I may, people on YouTube will go and say, maybe this will happen, maybe this will happen, maybe what's going to happen to this or this. All pretty good theories. We know that maybe that's not going to be exactly what happens, but what we really want is a compelling story. Events where, okay, somebody with purple hair lets half of her comrades die while she sits there on the ship. Oh, is it this button? Is it this button? Stupid. That is stupid, 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 horrible writing. Stupid, 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 horrible directing. If you're going to be the one who's there to save the rest of your comrades by giving up your life, you're not going to wait till half of them die. That is horrible. That is dumb. Jeez. Okay, so here we go. Let me ask you this. You really want to walk into a movie, sit there, watch everything play on the screen exactly as you want to? Is that your idea of a good movie? No, that's not my idea of a good movie. I would like to be surprised, but I would like those surprises to actually make sense and not be dumb. Not be something that completely takes me out of the film. See, when you're sitting there and I hear someone say, well, I need to talk to this person. Oh, that's all right, I'll hold. Okay, that's a dumb joke. This is not even in this universe. They don't have telephones in the universe or answering machines or anything like that. That is not this universe. That is our universe, not that universe. So now, boom, I'm gone. I'm out. This is not even a movie. Then you go further on in the movie and you have the Mary Poppins Princess Leia. No, I'm completely. I was about ready to walk out of the movie right at that point. I'm like, this is so horrible. I cannot even believe how horrible it is. It wasn't a surprise or a shock. It was dumb. It made no sense. It didn't even make, there are certain things like in, say, Star Trek. I know the new Star Trek is horrible, but in, older Star Trek that you knew that were there as devices for characters to play off of. Like, you go to a hatch that is opening onto space, and you hit the little button and the hatch comes up, and there's a blue shimmer over that hatch because, oh look, it's a force field. Okay, I can understand this. This is applying some concepts of normal physics that we know in this universe. To have Mary Poppins Leia come into the ship with no force field or anything, knowing that as soon as you open the door, everything blows out into space. How come she doesn't? How come all the people inside don't get, this is dumb. This is completely dumb. There's no little tiny devices, those little tiny details that someone with an actual creative brain would know that that's what you do. You use these little devices to make people understand what it is. Now, if she'd have gotten blown out and had a force field unit around her that held her from being, like in Guardians of the Galaxy, where Star-Lord has his little force field thing that he can wear when he's out in space, something like that, and then be able to maneuver back to the ship. Okay, I'm for that. But to be actually completely frozen solid in space, dead, be able to move herself, it wasn't that Anakin's thing that he was trying to find the secret to bringing someone back from the dead so that he could save Padme? Well, evidently, all you got to do is just go, whoo, and be Mary Poppins and fly back. No, dumb. Completely, completely, completely dumb. I think this is more proof that the producers and Hollywood have gone completely over to the other side. They've gone completely away from, they don't care what fans think. We're never going to get another movie that has anything to do with other than their social justice narrative. I think that's going to be it from now on. I don't think anything in Star Wars, and it's looking like Marvel, is going to be just that. I think the last set of this Endgame Russo film is going to be the last Marvel film that isn't all about the narrative and pushing an agenda and pushing their politics and their social justice into the movies. I think that is it. I think we're done. I think part of the reason that the film industry is having such a problem with getting people to go to the movies is just that. They're not making movies that people want to see. The number of movies that come out now that are just all about a narrative is skyrocketing. So I don't know. I don't want to read much more of this. It's just more of the same thing, that we don't know what we want. We expect them to do exactly what we tell them to do, which is not true. All these things, most things that this person says in this article are not true. Other than the fact that she does say that Frank Oz says, we're not here to fulfill people's expectations. Well, the really expectation I have when I go into a movie is the base expectation is to be entertained and then excited when I leave. When I went to see The Last Jedi, I was disgusted. I was disappointed, to say the least, and I was just almost sick to my stomach at what had happened on screen. I was ready to leave. I was absolutely never, ever, ever, ever going to ever watch that film again. And did I go see Solo? No. Why? Because it was just the same narrative over and over again. What are we going to get in Episode 9? The same exact narrative over and over again. I don't think they're going to pull away from that. I think Kathleen Kennedy has just pushed that into everything that she's going to do. I think that even with Rogue One, it had to be a female lead. It had to be, she had to be the savior of everything. And it's just going to continue to be that way. If they launch another new trilogy, it's going to be identically the same thing. It's going to be narrative. It's going to be social justice. It's going to be all of that. And sorry, Star Wars, I'm done. All right, well, after that, my name's Tom. I'm Tom Sex Show, and I make videos on all kinds of things that I like, and evidently things I don't like. So I also make videos about movies and TV and photography and computing stuff that I do for my day job. So I got playlists on each of those different things if you want to watch them or subscribe to them or whatever. I'm gonna go watch an episode of The Orville because that actually doesn't have anything like this in it and is actually fun and good storytelling. Oh no. Bye, Star Wars.